Kyle, I'd like a word with you. Are you still taking time off work? It's been over 2 months now. Are you trying to get fired?
What are you talking about? I'm literally right about to clock out for the day.
Clock on? What are you talking about? You sat in your bedroom for heaven's sake. All you do is laze around in that pit of yours. I hear movement around the time you should be going out to work, and I get my hopes up thinking you're about to leave, but no. You do nothing but waste time on that computer. You're not the only one either. Even Ria's doing it. What's your endgame? Are you competing as a couple to see who can become the biggest disgrace of a human being the fastest? You're the shame of our family. Reevaluate your life.
I lost count of how many times I told you now, Mom, but the company Ria and I work for introduced a remote work system. It's so much better this way. We only have to go into the office a few times each month, and it's not like it has any impact on the quality of work we produce. This is just how people are working these days. Things have changed since you were young.
Remote work? What does that even mean? Gosh, you do come out with some ridiculous things. If you ask me, this is the company's strategy for getting the dead weight out of the way where they can't cause a nuisance to anyone.
What?
It means they're building up to fire you. You do understand that, right? Besides, how on earth could you be doing anything worthwhile for the company while sat in your pit eating potato chips? You're basically a NEET. It's pathetic.
I'd love to know where you're getting that information from.
Elsa told me.
My sister?
She said she saw it written on an image board online.
Listen, Mom, here's the thing. While there may be lots of legitimate, accurate, trustworthy information on the internet, there are also infinite numbers of people spreading their biased opinions, mistaken knowledge, and fake news. You can't just go blindly accepting everything you find on there.
How disappointing! Are you accusing your sister Elsa of lying?
I'm just saying she isn't the ultimate arbiter of all truth, and it's possible for her to fall for false information just like anyone else.
How dare you insult and look down on your sister! Stop speaking like that at once!
That's really not what I was doing.
Elsa isn't wrong about anything.
Wow, Mom. What am I even supposed to say to that? I'm fully aware she's your favorite. Nothing Ria or I could say will change that, so I don't know why we even bother trying. So can we just leave it there? And can I please ask you not to interrupt me while I'm working?
Don't pretend either of you are actually working up there.
Surely my sister's the NEET who doesn't do any work.
Elsa's done nothing wrong. She's working on improving herself so that one day she can marry into wealth and provide for me with the lifestyle I deserve. Which is why she doesn't qualify as a NEET at all. When will you stop being so hateful?
Oh, I see. That's what she's doing. Anyway, I'm starting work soon, so I won't be replying anymore. I'm locking my door until I clock off, so please, don't interrupt me.
Hold your horses, Kyle! We're not done here!
Mom! This is bad!
What is?
When we just got back from our trip, Ria's and my computers had been smashed up! They're completely wrecked! We can't even salvage any parts! It seems like someone bashed in the lock and broke in! You and Elsa are at home right now, right? Do you know anything about this?
Ah, yes, your computers. I did you both a favor and destroyed them because they'd become nothing but playthings, enabling you to waste away your days.
What? What the hell have you done? Both of those computers were state-of-the-art models that only just got sent out last week! They were brand new!
Yes, and it's precisely because they were state-of-the-art models that I had to do it.
What?
You see, your sister Elsa thought it would be best to teach you both a lesson before you hit rock bottom in your descent into the depths of NEET oblivion. I couldn't bear to see my son in such a sorry state.
That's why you broke them?!
If you've got the money to throw away on expensive toys like that, the very least you could do is send some of it Elsa's way to help her pay for the house.
Help Elsa pay for a house? I have no words! Those were company computers, especially chosen for their ease of use and suitability for the jobs we do. They were infinitely more valuable than anything you or my sister could waste your money on.
You've got some nerve to accuse us of being wasteful. You and that wife of yours are the king and queen of waste. Isn't it a little rich to use fancy words like ease of use and suitability when all you do is play video games on them? Have you no shame?
Where did you hear we use them for gaming?
Elsa told me. She told me NEETs love spending money on expensive computers so they can play the best games.
Lord, give me strength. Mom, listen. I need you to stop treating everything that comes out of my sister's mouth like it's the damn gospel. Everything you're saying is wrong. Do you understand the gravity of what you've done?
If you refuse to stop bad-mouthing your sister, I want you out of your house.
What?
We don't have the money to be supporting a pair of lazy NEET parasites.
I see. I'm actually pleased you said that. We'll be gone tomorrow.
Oh? Well, that's great then. I'm pleased you accepted it quickly.
You should know that you, my sister, or this house will no longer be my problem when I'm gone. I'm washing my hands of you.
Actually, I think that's my line. You could crawl up to me on the street holding out a little tin can, and I wouldn't feel bad for 1 millisecond. We are done. Kyle, pick up! What's going on?
I take it you got the letter?
$7,000 in compensation? What is this?
It's the money you owe us for the computers.
What?
That's the sum of what you owe me and Ria for smashing up our computers.
$7,000? You've got to be joking me! Are you trying to defraud me? There's no way they're worth that much. I can't afford that. This is all a dirty NEET plot to get your hands on some money using underhand tricks, isn't it?
Did you check who the letter's from? The company address and logo are clearly printed on it.
What? Your company?
Those computers were provided to us on the company's dime.
Provided to you?
Yes. They paid for them and had them sent out to us so we could do our jobs on them.
What?
The company computers we'd been using until now were all old models, and they were so inefficient it was affecting our work output. That's why they decided to use us switching over to remote work as an opportunity to phase out the older models, replacing them with brand new state-of-the-art rigs. Ria and I, requiring the highest specs of computer possible due to the nature of our work, were two of the beneficiaries of that initiative.
Even so, there's no way they could be that expensive. They're just computers for crying out loud.
You might not understand the meaning of what I'm about to say because you're a tad tech illiterate, but our work mainly consists of video and image processing. It takes a lot of money to create the smoothest, most optimal computer environment for the kind of work we do.
I don't know what that means. You may as well be speaking a different language.
You don't have to understand. All you have to do is pay us back the money you owe.
I have no reason to believe the word of a NEET.
You don't have to believe me either. You're still not getting out of this.
I told you I'm not paying.
Cut the crap, Mom! Do you and Elsa still not understand the situation you've put yourselves in?
Kyle.
While we're on the subject, let me tell you something else as well. You and my sister have been spending money on frivolous junk like it grows on trees ever since Dad died 5 years back, haven't you? Which is why every single cent of the money Dad left behind in his will completely dried up 2 years ago. Did you even know? I'm guessing you didn't based on the fact your moronic spending habits haven't changed a bit.
What? Your father's money's gone?
Ever since then, Ria and I have been covering not only all of the costs on the house, including the rent, but also making sure you and Elsa always had enough to get by.
You have? Seriously?
But now you're giving us our marching orders, which means you'll be all on your own from here on out.
No way! Just wait a second!
Oh, And let me give you one final reminder, and I'll make it crystal clear so it actually goes in this time. You will absolutely, 100%, beyond any shadow of a doubt, be paying the compensation for smashing up our computers.
Oh my god! But me and your sister don't even have jobs! How do you suggest we get by without income?
You work. Bye. My mom and sister lived their lives on easy mode until now, being shameless enough to look down on me and my wife while having the supreme luxury of spending our money. But their failure to understand the meaning of remote work, due to their astounding ignorance of the world, led to them owing us a substantial sum of money. Thankfully, they did make the repayment of the $7,500 they owed their top priority, and we received our money surprisingly quickly. I heard from a friend they were actually smug about the fact they paid it all straight away in a single lump sum after taking out a loan, as if to say, "Ha ha, no problem, that was easy." However, once again, as a result of their astounding ignorance of the world, they continued to go into debt to cover their day-to-day living costs, and even fund things like holidays and alcohol. But unbeknownst to them, the loan shark they were borrowing from was a notoriously shady lender, and on top of gangs of scary-looking bald guys in leather jackets showing up at the house, they received a mandatory eviction notice from the landlord because they'd been failing to pay their rent on time. I have no idea where they went after that. Rumor has it that someone strongly resembling my sister was spotted working at a strip club in a rundown neighborhood on the outskirts of town. But since I completely cut them both out of my life, I couldn't possibly say whether it was her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good morning, Hannah. You'll never guess what. I found you another house again today. I've got a good feeling about this one. I think it's perfect for you. It's a slightly older building, but it's a really quiet neighborhood. It's so cool. You're gonna love it. So this is what it looks like. I think you're gonna be looking at about $30 a month in rent. What do you think, lol?
Beth, please. Would you stop making fun of me? I know that building is an old apartment block super deep in the mountains, isn't it? Plus, I'm pretty sure it's abandoned now.
Oh no, have I been found out, lol? But think about it, Hannah. I'm being serious. Don't you think an abandoned old apartment is just perfect for someone like you? You are a full-grown woman still sponging off her parents, after all. It's not like you could afford anywhere else, right? Lol.
I'm not sponging off of anyone. What the hell's gotten into you lately? You've been acting weird ever since you came to mine and my parents' housewarming party. You messaged me at a rate of about 5 times more than you used to. You keep sending my mom and dad random gifts. Isn't this all a bit strange? Plus, you keep sending me pictures of single-person apartments, which admittedly started out seemingly serious, but are getting progressively more ridiculous every day. I mean, abandoned buildings and mountain huts? Give me a break, Beth. Nothing you're doing makes any sense. What are you up to?
How about you try using your brain for once, lol? You're nearly 30, right? I think it's about time you started standing on your own 2 feet for a change. I did assume you'd finally spread your wings and fly the nest when you and your parents moved out into the family home. But to think you actually moved in with them in their new apartment, I couldn't believe it. Isn't it embarrassing to be single living with your parents at your age? Stand on your own 2 feet for once. NEET. Lol. I think you basically get the drift now, right? You understand why I'm kindly sending you pictures of apartments, right? The reason I keep sending your mom and dad presents is because I feel bad for them having to look after a middle-aged NEET. They deserve some love for their sacrifice. They're sympathy gifts.
I'm not a NEET. I have a job. Anyway, whether I live with my parents or on my own has absolutely nothing to do with you. You're my sister-in-law, for God's sake. You never interfered in our private affairs until lately. Stop sticking your nose where it's not welcome.
I have no choice. The fact my husband's little sister is a fully grown woman who still lives with her parents is so embarrassing to me that I felt ashamed talking about my family situation to my friends. I really do think it's about time you got your own place and became independent.
My parents wouldn't be able to cope on their own if I moved out. They don't have a car between them because both of their legs are bad, which means if I'm not home, they can't even go shopping for basic necessities. Then there's the rent, which I'm paying 70% of. If I move out, my parents wouldn't be able to carry on living here. They'd probably have to go into care.
You think I don't know that, lol? That's why, on the dawn of your long-awaited independence, me and my husband plan on shouldering the burden and moving in with them. My husband is the eldest son, after all, so it's only natural. I think your mother would be much happier with that arrangement, don't you? 2 birds with 1 stone. They get their favorite son and his wife back, and they finally get to see the back of their deadweight NEET failure of a daughter. I see nothing but benefits.
Has that been your aim all along? I did kinda have a feeling. Because I remember, Beth, how you used to look down your nose at Mom and Dad's house complaining that it was old and shabby and full of dust. You wouldn't come home for Christmas or birthdays. You had basically zero interest in the place. Then, the moment we move into a nice apartment, we're suddenly hearing about how eager you are to move in here on a daily basis. But with me here, you can't do that, which is why you're doing everything in your power to get rid of me. You take the biscuit for the most shameless dirtbag I ever met.
You can hardly blame me. Who'd want to live in a house that looks like the floors are gonna fall through any second? I'd be living in constant fear. And let's face it, if it wasn't such a rotting heap of old scrapwood, they wouldn't have had torn it down in the first place, would they? It was full of insects. It was even creakier than your mom and dad's knees. It smelled weird. The bottom line is, it was plain nasty. That's why I did my best not to go anywhere near it. I was really blown away when you guys managed to move into such a nice, shiny apartment. Talking about moving up in the world.
Your heart's even blacker than I thought. Thanks for revealing your true colors. I'm still not going anywhere, though. Who in their right mind would fall for such an obvious ploy? Oh, sure, Beth. I'll let you take care of my place at home and leave my aged parents in your care while I'm at it. Give me a break. If you did get your way and move in, your next move would probably be to get rid of my parents. And make that apartment entirely your own somehow, wouldn't it? Did I hit the nail on the head?
Oh, wow, what kind of person do you take me for? I'd never do that. I'm offended of that accusation, lol. Don't worry, I'm gonna take real good care of your mom and dad. They will be paying for my rent with their pensions after all. It's hardly fair that you're the only one who gets to live rent-free in such a nice apartment, isn't it, lol?
Do not talk about my parents like they're some discount coupon. I've always hated this about you. You can be so callous. If you weren't married to my big brother, I'd never have anything to do with you for the rest of my life.
You think I want a lazy, neat write-off as my sister-in-law? Good riddance, I say, lol.
Anyway, I'm not going anywhere, and I'll never let you move into this apartment.
Oh, please, have you heard yourself? What makes you think I need your permission? I'm gonna move in, and there's not a thing you can do to stop me. Sucks to be you, huh?
Beth, I need to speak with you. Where the hell did all my things in my room go?
Huh? Why are you asking me? Do you have any proof that I went in your room and moved your stuff? If you don't have any proof, then stop treating me like I'm some kind of criminal. You can be so callous sometimes.
Quit playing dumb. I know it was you. My mom and dad saw you carrying my furniture outside. You intentionally waited until I was out so you could go uninterrupted. Then you lied to my parents that I'd ask you to take all my furniture outside. I know, Beth. My mom told me everything.
Oh no, did I get found out already? Fine, I'll admit it. I took all your stuff. What now? I heard sometimes you have to take extreme measures to force NEETs to change their ways. It was written on the net. I was just trying to help you. If I didn't do that, you might have been a NEET forever. If having to be the bad guy by taking all of your things was what it took to rescue you from that fate, then so be it. Think of your poor parents. How long did you plan on burdening them? I couldn't bear to watch any longer. Do you understand now?
Stop screwing around, Beth. How many times do I have to tell you before it goes in? I have a job. I am not a NEET. I have no intention of leaving this house. And you have no right to go taking all my stuff behind my back. This is theft.
What a preposterous accusation! I did this for you, Hannah. For your own good. For your future.
No, you did it so you could live in this apartment. Anyway, obviously I want my furniture back too. But what did you do with my DVD collection? All the DVDs in my limited first edition Mask Driver box, and my Net Ranger figure that came with the DVD. If you broke any of them, there will be hell to pay. I mean it.
Oh, you mean those cheap, tacky-looking DVDs? I sold them at a local charity shop.
What? You sold them?
As for the furniture, I thought you'd probably use it again once you moved out, so I left it in our backyard. I couldn't leave the DVDs and games and stuff like that outside, but at the same time, I didn't want to have such a load of junk taking up space in the house, so I sold them. I got about $350 for everything in total.
You sold my cherished DVDs and game collection for a measly $350 at a charity shop? You sold them despite the fact most of them are priceless and can no longer be obtained?
Come on, Hannah, you're almost 30 years old. Isn't it time you grew out of these childish hobbies of yours? Aren't you embarrassed? I'm going to donate the $350 from the DVDs and games to you, so use it as part of your moving fund to get yourself a nice new place. Obviously, when I say donate to you the $350, I only mean half of it though. I'll be taking the other half as commission for my services, lol. Let's go out together tomorrow. Just us two girls to find you a new apartment.
I'm taking you to court.
Huh?
My patience has run out. You crossed the line. I won't let you get away with this. I'm taking you to court immediately.
Taking me to court? Do you have any idea how ridiculous you sound? That's not even possible, darling. You can't file a lawsuit over a family dispute. It appears you're a little uneducated on the matter. There's such things as civil non-intervention, you know, lol.
All that means is that the police can't intervene in civil disputes. Your theft constitutes an offense that, as long as a formal complaint is filed, can be prosecuted. I'll hire a lawyer and file a lawsuit. This means a trial. Are you capable of understanding what that means with your pea brain of yours?
What? A trial?
I can't get the police involved, but I can take you to court and have you tried before a judge. I'll be filing the lawsuit immediately and you will pay for what you've done. Expect to hear from my lawyer very soon.
Just hold on a minute. Don't you think you're being a little unreasonable here? Why would you take me to court?
What? What do you mean, why?
Everything in your room in that apartment belonged to your mother, right? If anyone was going to take me to court for theft, it would be one thing if it was your mom, the rightful owner of the things I took. But wouldn't it be weird for a NEET loser with no possessions living rent-free with her parents to be the one filing charges?
That would be irrelevant even if it was true. Even if the legal owner was the one who could file the charges, it would make no difference, because this is my apartment.
Huh? What are you saying? Isn't this your parents' apartment?
Wrong. I bought it, and I paid for it.
What? Not your mom and dad? I was sure it was theirs. I thought they paid for it with their savings and the money from selling the land from their old house.
It's my apartment, paid with my salary, bought by me, owned by me, mine. I bought it when my mom and dad had the house demolished. My parents are the one living rent-free. Do you understand?
What? This can't be happening. You're joking, aren't you? Tell me it's just a joke. If it really is your apartment, no matter how much I curry favor with your mom, no matter how many gifts I buy or how nice I am to them, I could never live there. That's what it means, isn't it?
Yes, that's exactly what it means. It's my house, so I decide who lives there.
Oh my god. All my hard work until now was a total waste.
That's why I'm taking you to court. Make sure you let my brother know what's happening too.
Please, just wait. Let's discuss this like reasonable adults. Surely you don't seriously plan on taking your sister-in-law to court? For family!
Who? You're just my brother's wife. From my point of view, you're nothing but a common thief who tried to deceive my parents and sold all my personal belongings.
No, we really wasn't like that. This is all just one big misunderstanding. We just have our wires crossed a little, that's all. I'll give you all your furniture back immediately. Everything!
You just said you left it in the backyard of your house, didn't you? It's raining today. You don't seriously plan on returning my furniture back to me soaking wet?
I'll give it a good wiping down before I give it back. If there's any dirt on the littler things, I'll give them a thorough scrubbing. And if any of the books are ruined, I'll buy you new ones.
What about my DVD box? That's the most important thing out of everything.
I'll buy it back. I'll give the charity shop their money back. Please.
Okay, here's what I'm willing to do. I want all of my furniture and tools back spotless. And they better look brand new when I see them. I want you to go buy back my DVD box. Then I want you to swear that you'll never meddle in my business ever again. If you do all those things, I won't take you to court.
Really? That's all I have to do? Phew.
By the way, the DVD box you sold for pocket change was not only a limited first edition item with only a very small number of units ever produced that's no longer available commercially, but the few that are on the market currently selling at a premium, and even the second-hand ones go for $1,500.
How much? $1,500? For a measly little DVD box? But they only gave me $350 at the shop!
Yeah, you really gave them the deal of a lifetime, didn't you? They probably cracked open the champagne when you left. People pay over $3,000 for them brand new. Of course, I went out of my way to preserve mine in its brand new state with its original packaging left untouched, which means of course you'll buy me another brand new, unopened one, right? If you don't, I'm filing the lawsuit.
No, wait! The last part is a little difficult. I can't just conjure up $3,000 out of thin air all of a sudden. I need time.
Okay, I'll file the lawsuit.
No, stop it! Please, just not that. Anything but that.
Wah. Have you heard how pathetic you sound? You're a fully grown woman, but you act like a spoiled child. Are you still in diapers by any chance? Isn't this even slightly embarrassing for you? Know your place, thief.
I'm sorry. I never intended for things to turn out like this. I made a mistake. Don't we all make mistakes sometimes? Please forgive me.
You have 3 days. I want everything you took from my room returned to its original state before those 3 days are up. My furniture, my tools, my books, my games, and obviously my DVD box. If there's even a single thing I don't like, a single scratch, damp mark, a single item that isn't exactly as it was before, I think you know what happens next. After that, my sister-in-law ran out into her backyard and started frantically drying off my furniture, scrubbing down smaller things that had gotten dirty, and driving around town like a mad woman buying replacements for the things that were damaged beyond repair. Then she turned up at my apartment and desperately tried returning everything to its original place. However, when she went back to the charity shop in an attempt to reclaim the DVD box that she sold, they charged her a whopping $2,500, over 7 times the price she sold it at. And when she heard that figure, she lost her mind. Apparently, she grabbed a hold of the poor shop clerk's arm while yelling, "But you bought it off me for $350!" Eventually, she calmed down and handed over the money through gritted teeth when he threatened to call the police, and successfully bought it back. Much to my astonishment, She actually did manage to return my room to its original state before the 3-day time limit was up, which means that, as promised, I didn't file a lawsuit against her. Of course, I gave her a final stern warning. If you pull anything like this again, you won't get any leeway, and I'll be taking you to court immediately. She nodded her head repeatedly while looking ready to cry at any moment, her body sagging in dejected resignation. I was super relieved when I got my beloved DVD collection back. I bought a lockable shelf that can be fixed to the floor and stored all of my things in it so no one can steal from me ever again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Lacey! Lacey! Hey, Lacey! Lacey! Come on! What is it? Why are you yelling like that? Well, it's your fault for not replying fast enough. Seriously, I was only gone for like 2 or 3 minutes. Can't you wait a little? Aren't you supposed to be in school right now anyway? Shouldn't you be in class? The teacher had to go to a sudden faculty meeting, so we've got self-study time. Uh-huh. Well, just so you know, I'm squeezing in this chat while I'm on a break from work, so if I take a minute or two to reply, maybe don't freak out about it. Wait, hold up. You're still working? Yeah, why wouldn't I be? I thought women who marry rich husbands just quit their jobs and live the dream. Martin's a high earner, isn't he? I mean, yeah, he makes decent money. Then why keep working? Because not everyone marries to become a trophy wife. I studied really hard to get into this industry. This was my goal long before Martin even came into the picture. I'm not giving that up just because I got married. I guess. Anyway, was there a reason you blew up my phone, or... Huh? I'd like to get back to work sometime today, so if you do have a point, maybe get to it. Oh, right. I forgot why I messaged you in the first place. Your honeymoon, is it still coming up? Yeah, it is. Where are you going? We haven't finalized anything yet, but both Martin and I have tight work schedules, so we're thinking of doing something short. Maybe a 2-night, 3-day trip somewhere warm. Warm? You're going south? Well, I said we're considering it. Nothing's been set in stone. It's just one of the options we're tossing around right now. So, like, Florida, Texas, Arizona? Yeah, somewhere along those lines, probably. Oh, that sounds so fun! I want to dress up like a cowboy. I want to eat real gumbo from the South, and I want to see alligators up close. Then save up some money and go on your own trip someday. Wait, you're not going to take me with you? Why on earth would I do that? It's a honeymoon. That means it's supposed to be just me and my husband. Why would I bring my little sister along? You're in your final year of high school. You should at least understand that much. Huh. Boo-hoo. Pouting and sending cutest emojis won't change my mind. You're not coming. Anyway, I'm going back to work now. You're so stingy. Lacey, we need to talk. Mom? Wow, okay, it's been a little while. What's going on? I just spoke with Sydney. She told me you refused her request. Huh? Oh, you mean that thing about her wanting to come on our honeymoon? Well, that's right. Don't you think that was cruel? Poor Sydney. Wait, are you serious right now? You're her older sister, Lacey. A big sister should be kind, supportive, understanding. When your adorable little sister makes a simple request, it's your duty to say yes. But your attitude... Honestly, what kind of sister behaves that way? Mom, I already explained this to Sydney, but I'll say it again. A honeymoon is something that's supposed to be just the couple. You know that, right? Didn't you and Dad go on yours as a pair? Oh, please, my brother came along on our honeymoon. Wait, what? He came with you? On your honeymoon? Yes, he did. And Dad was okay with that? Look, Lacey, times change. Times change? Yes, maybe having someone else tag along on a honeymoon is actually modern. You can't just cling to outdated ideas like people used to. This is a world that values flexibility and openness. If you can't adapt to new ways of thinking, how are you going to survive out there? Mom, what are you even saying right now? That's not a fresh perspective. It's a stretch if I've ever heard one. Martin and I want to travel alone, whether that's old-fashioned or cutting edge or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's our honeymoon, our trip. We get to decide how it goes. But Sydney wants to go with you. Doesn't that mean anything? Okay, let me back up a bit. First of all, we haven't even finalized anything yet. Not the date, not the location, nothing. Really? Sydney only brought it up because I casually mentioned a few places Martin and I were considering. Just casual conversation, nothing locked in, and she took that and ran with it. Oh, well, in that case, it'll be even easier to include her from the beginning. This way you can plan it as a group of 3. I'll let Sydney and Kate know the change. They were asking about it. Excuse me, what? I mean, if you haven't made the arrangements yet, then it makes perfect sense to work Sydney into the itinerary. Hold on, I never said that. I never agreed to include her. You're totally twisting what I said. Oh, don't be so dramatic. It's practically the same thing. It's not the same, not even close. I was talking about potential places for a 2-person trip. What you're doing is inserting a 3rd person and pretending like it's no big deal. It is a big deal. Now, there's no point in whining about it. I've already told everyone it's happening. Wow, so now it's a decision just because you say so? Is this what it always comes down to with you? When things don't go your way, you push harder, talk louder, and pretend that makes it true? Excuse me? You heard me. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm married now, Mom. I've got a husband, a home, a life. So no, I'm not just going to roll over and accept your ridiculous demands like I used to, even if you're my mother. How can you say that? Don't you care about Sydney at all? She's your sister, Lacey. Of course I care about her, but caring doesn't mean I'll ruin my honeymoon to play chaperone. Sydney's not a child. She doesn't need to be glued to my side. And honestly, the fact that she thought this was even an option, that's not on me. That's on you for encouraging this kind of behavior. That's enough! It really isn't. You've spent years expecting me to fall in line with whatever you decide is reasonable. Well, not this time. You don't get to turn my honeymoon into your experiment in family bonding. You are turning your back on your family! No, I'm setting boundaries. Big difference. This honeymoon is for Martin and me. That's the end of it. You don't mean that. Lacey, please, think about your sister. Don't you love her? I do. I really do. But I also love myself and my marriage and my husband. I'm not going to sacrifice that to make everyone else comfortable. So no matter how many guilt trips you try to lay on me, my answer is still no. Lacey! I've said what I need to say. And if Sydney still needs a vacation that badly, maybe you can take her somewhere instead. As for me, I'm going on my honeymoon with my husband, alone. Talk later, Mom. Bye. Lacey! What is it? Why are you sending me weird little giggles? Guess where I am right now? I don't know, and I don't care. Come on, you're no fun at all. I'm busy, so whatever this is, make it quick. Okay, drum roll, please. I am currently sitting on a Southwest Airlines flight. What? Yep. It's the perfect timing, right? I just graduated high school 2 days ago. Yay me. So I thought, why not treat myself to a little graduation trip? And what better idea than to combine it with your honeymoon? You what? I figured you wouldn't tell me anything directly, so I got creative. I mean, you really tried to hide your honeymoon plans, didn't you? So secretive, so sneaky. But you made one fatal mistake, big sis. I swear to God. You told Cousin Kate. All I had to do was gently nudge her with a few questions, and boom, she spilled everything. Dates, airline, hotel area, absolute gold mine. Kate actually told you? Yep, and once I had that info, I booked the same flight. Well, technically Mom booked it for me, but same difference. Wait, back up. What do you mean Mom booked it? Oh, she's totally on board with the whole thing. Said it'd be good bonding for us as sisters. She even said she'd cover the flight, and she added that she'd be sending you the bill later. So technically, my graduation honeymoon combo trip, it's all on you. Surprise! Are you out of your mind? You need to turn around now. Even if you come, we're not meeting you. Tisk, tisk. I knew you'd say that. That's why Mom came up with a genius backup plan. Oh, this should be rich. I only brought $1 in my wallet. That's right, 1. You what? Yep, just a single lonely dollar bill. So even if you try to ditch me, what are you gonna do? Leave your poor little sister abandoned in a strange city with no money? Not even you could be that heartless, right? I cannot believe this. This is insane. Nah, this is strategy. Mom called it sisterly insurance. Basically, you have to come pick me up now. Sydney, listen to me very carefully. Even if you show up, we are not spending this trip with you. Martin and I have been planning this for months. It's our honeymoon, not your joyride. You were never supposed to be part of it. And yet, here I am. Isn't that funny? You really think this is okay? That this is normal behavior? I think it's fabulous. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to travel with their super cool sister and her rich, handsome new husband? Unbelievable. Anyway, let's stop playing hard to get, shall we? You can meet me at Orlando Airport after you land. I'll be the one holding a "Welcome my wife" sign, just to confuse everyone. Sydney. Oh, and don't worry, I packed light. Just 2 suitcases, a carry-on, and my stuffed raccoon. He needs a vacation too. Listen to me, I am not joking. Turn around now while you still can. You've completely overstepped here. Hey, I had a stressful semester. College apps, finals, graduation prep. I deserve this. Not at my expense. Relax, Lacey. You'll thank me. Once we're all at the hotel sipping margaritas by the pool, you'll see how great this is. I'll even let you and Martin have 1 whole day alone. 1. That's fair, right? You seriously think this is a favor? Think of it as adding a little spice to your trip. Besides, I'm practically family to Martin now, too. He'll understand. You don't know Martin at all if you believe that. Wow, you really are tense. All right, I'll let you go for now. I've got a cute guy 2 rows back who keeps looking back at me. I think he's into the whole mysterious girl on a solo flight vibe. You are not crashing this honeymoon. End of story. We'll see. Orlando, here I come. Sydney. Bye! Text me when you land. Lacey, I just landed at Orlando Airport. Where are you? You were supposed to arrive around 10, right? I'm waiting at the east exit. Come get me already. I already told you, even if you come, I'm not meeting you. What? You're seriously saying that now, after I made it all the way here? You heard me, and just like I told you earlier, I only brought $1. 1! You're really gonna abandon your own sister in a place she's never been? Come on, I haven't even eaten yet. I'm starving over here. Then call Mom and have her pick you up. Excuse me? You said you have $1, right? That should buy you a snack or 2. Lacey, you're not actually going to leave me here, right? You're joking, right? You flew to Florida on your own, without permission, and now you expect me to drop everything in order to cater to you? That's not how this works. Stop messing around. Just come and pick me up already. I'm at the east exit like I said. You know what? Let me just say this clearly so there's no room for confusion. I am cutting ties with you and Mom. From today on, we're done. What? I've had enough. You throw tantrums every time something doesn't go your way, and Mom always backs you up no matter how ridiculous you're being. She twists logic into knots just to make me look like the bad guy. You two have no idea how exhausting it's been for me all these years, just bending over backwards, swallowing everything, pretending like it's normal. Oh my god, here we go again, Lacey's dramatic monologue. Enough with the guilt trip already, just come pick me up. I can't. Why the hell not? Because I'm flying to Paris. Paris? That's right, Paris. Wait, what happened to going to the south for the honeymoon? Florida, Texas, Arizona? Those were just potential destinations during the planning phase. And in the end, we postponed the honeymoon anyway. Postponed? Yeah, Martin and I suddenly had an opportunity come up and we had to move fast. Wait, what does that mean? It means we're moving to Paris. Starting today, we're basing our work there. You know, we're both in the fashion industry. This is huge for us. So, you're really going? Yes, this is goodbye, Sydney. I'm going to be living in Paris from now on, and I don't plan on coming back. At least not in any way that involves you. You're kidding. If I do return for any reason, it'll be short and quiet, and I won't be calling. I won't be visiting, I won't be meeting up. Come on, stop joking. This isn't funny. This isn't a joke. I mean it. This is the end of the road. You can't just decide that on your own. Actually, I can, and I already did. Dad's supporting my decision too. Dad is? He understands why I'm doing this. Oh, and you might want to know, he's thinking about divorcing Mom. What? Yeah, pretty much for the same reasons I just listed. He's had enough of her controlling, manipulative behavior. He said he was going to hand her the divorce papers this morning, so I imagine the house is lively right about now. You're lying. I don't need to lie. I've got nothing left to prove to any of you. Lacey, wait. No, my flight's about to board, so I'll have to cut this off here. You're at the airport? You're seriously there right now? Of course, Martin and I are waiting at the gate. We'll be in the air in less than 30 minutes. But what about the arrival time? Kate said. Kate? Oh, sweetie. Kate's a bit of a chaotic one. She kept trying to fish for details, so I gave her vague answers. I figured she'd do her own wild math and pass whatever she thought she knew on to you. So she never had the real plan? Not even close. We purposefully kept everything under wraps for this exact reason. Lacey, please, you can't just leave me here. I already did. There's nothing more I can do for you. But Here's the last thing I'll say. Call home. Beg Mom to find someone who can come get you. That's your only option now. Lacey, don't do this, please. Just... Goodbye, Sydney. Take care of yourself. Lacey, wait! I ended up hearing about what happened afterward from my father. Apparently, when he told my mother he wanted a divorce, she didn't take it seriously at all. In fact, when he handed her the papers, she just smirked and signed them on the spot, thinking it was some kind of bluff or empty threat. According to Dad, she even laughed as she did it, saying something like, "Go ahead, see if I care." She never thought he'd actually go through with it. But he did, without any hesitation. He filed the papers the very next day, and that's when she panicked. By the time it hit her that this wasn't just a game or tactic to scare her, it was already too late. The divorce was official, and everything had started moving forward. Now she's apparently living all alone in a cheap apartment on the outskirts of town. No one visits her, and from what I've heard, she spends most of her days sulking and complaining about how unfair everything is. As if she wasn't the one who drove it all to this point. As for my younger sister, she didn't end up staying with our mother earlier. It turns out that my grandmother, my father's older sister, went to pick her up shortly after the divorce was finalized. But instead of taking her back to our childhood home, she made arrangements to keep her far away from our mother. Grandma made it clear she was cutting my sister off from that toxic environment. Apparently, she's going to have my sister start working at her husband's factory. She says it's time someone taught her some real-life discipline and responsibility, away from the endless pampering our mother always enabled. Honestly, looking at how things turned out, our family scattered and separated, maybe it was for the best. A dysfunctional family pretending to be whole isn't a real family at all.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good morning, Alyssa. Are you working this morning too? I heard your husband Henry is a high-flying banking executive. Is it true? Surely you don't have to work so hard when your man's bringing in that much money. I fail to see why you'd be so desperate to sacrifice yourself as a corporate cannon fodder cubicle slave to a company that couldn't care less about you. If I were you, I'd be pouring all that energy into being the best stay-at-home housewife there ever was to make sure Henry had all of his needs provided for, if you catch my drift. If it was me, I'd sure as heck wouldn't be slacking on my womanly duties like you are. Oh, Henry is just so dreamy. He's so wasted on good-for-nothing corporate livestock like you. How on earth did you manage to bag yourself such a high-quality guy in the first place? I fail to see what he sees in you. If he's truly honest with himself, I'm sure he'd probably rather have a loyally devoted stay-at-home housewife like me as his wife. Good morning, Christine. Reading through your deluded fantasies first thing in the morning is so disgusting it's making me want to throw up. So would you kindly stop spamming my message box with your hate? Thanks. Huh? Disgusting? How dare you speak to me like that? Henry says he'll always love me whether I work or not. Oh dear, would you look at that? She accuses me of being delusional while coming up with ridiculous fantasies of her own. There's no way any man would ever say that, darling. Everyone knows men only look for two things in a woman: big boobs and good cooking. Are you sure all that working hasn't fried your neural circuits? You really should think before you speak sometimes. A high-flying stud like Henry, happy with a working wife? Now I've heard it all. My train will be arriving at the station soon and I have to make it to work, so I gotta go. Goodbye. Oh, how sad. You're such corporate livestock, you don't even have the freedom to message when you want to. That can only mean you probably don't have enough time to talk to your husband either. Oh dear, that poor man. Henry must be really lonely and sexually unsatisfied with you as his wife. If it was me with that ring on my finger, I'd become a stay-at-home housewife and listen to his troubles until the early hours. I'd be there for him whenever he needed me, his solid, dependable rock, his shoulder to cry on. Listen, Alyssa, don't you think it's best for Henry that you divorce him? At this rate, he'll be stuck with you for the rest of his life. Truly a fate worse than death.
Hey, Alyssa. I'm taking a late lunch break right now. What was that woman's name again? You know, the annoying one from kindergarten.
Huh?
You know, the one you said was a pain in the ass to talk to. The one who keeps insulting you, calling you stuff like corporate livestock, bugging you all the time with random hate-filled messages.
Oh, Christine?
Ah, that's it. So that was her name.
Did something happen with her?
Well, she's been waiting in the lobby of the bank all morning. She's only just left.
Jesus, are you kidding me? You mean she showed up to your workplace at the bank by the station?
Yeah, she was here until about an hour ago. I had a suspicion that was who she was, so I didn't go over and speak to her myself, but when I asked one of my coworkers to go over and see what she wanted, apparently, she pretty much ignored everything he asked her while staring at me as I dealt with another customer before suddenly getting up and walking out.
Wow, incredible. She must really have a lot of free time on her hands.
Is that all this is?
Gah, nope, no. I think there's actually more to it. I wasn't sure whether I should tell you about this, but if she's doing weird stuff like showing up at your workplace now, I think it's for the best that you know.
Know what? What is it?
I think Christine might be trying to steal you from me.
Steal me? From you?
She just showed up at your workplace, right? I think that from now on, at least for the foreseeable future, you should operate under the assumption that you're being stalked.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yep, I'm serious. To tell you the truth, she's been sending me lots of messages recently that would indicate that's what she's trying to do. To be honest, a part of me suspected she might do something crazy, but I guess the rest of me didn't want to accept it. Then finally, the other day, I got a message that made it as plain as day that what she's trying to do here is cause me and you to get a divorce.
Man, I can't believe this. Christine, seriously? She's about as far away from being my type of woman as could possibly be. And look, to tell you the truth, I hate girls who act the way she does.
I know that, which is why I know there's no danger of you ever looking at her in that way, and honestly, I'd be happy just to ignore her if she didn't cause anyone any problems. But if she's already doing crazy stuff like showing up at your workplace while you're on shift, we might have to start proceeding with a little more caution.
I'll tell you what, babe. I'll explain the situation to my boss so that if she shows up again, he can be ready this time. Let's just see how things play out for now.
Yeah, good idea. It'll help if your coworkers know what she looks like. I'll be on my guard too. I'll let you know if she says anything else, okay? Sorry for keeping this from you, Henry. I just didn't want to bother you is all, but I never expected her to start acting like this.
Don't worry about it, Alyssa. I totally understand why you didn't tell me. All right, I have to go. Catch you later. Alyssa, that woman is totally insane.
What happened?
It's Christine. She started working at the convenience store across the road from the bank.
She started doing what?
When I went to the store before work to grab some sandwiches and a drink for my lunch, I was browsing the sandwiches when she slithered around the corner from behind me all of a sudden, wearing one of the store uniforms. Then positioned herself between me and the sandwich counter so we were facing each other head on, and there was like 1 centimeter between us, and stared at me intently with the creepiest, most spine-chilling smile I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god, that sounds like something out of a horror movie. Wait a sec. So she suddenly has a job after calling me corporate livestock all this time? At a convenience store, no less?
Hey, that's a good point. Do you think she knows?
I'm guessing she started working there because she doesn't. I'm gonna do a little digging. Will you carry on keeping an eye on her for the time being? Make sure she doesn't notice you if you can avoid it, though. It's important we don't let our guard down here. There's no telling what she might do next.
Got it. You're right, Alyssa. You too, babe. Stay safe.
Hey, Alyssa. If I told you my plan to get closer to Henry was going amazingly well, what would you say? He is such a sweetheart. Can you believe he's been using his breaks from work to come and see me? But when I stare deep into his eyes, he gets embarrassed and averts his gaze. Isn't that the sweetest thing? My Henry is the cutest. I bet you never get to see his tender side like that, do you? Are you jealous? Go on, you are, aren't you? It's okay to admit you're in pain, honey. Anyone would be in your situation. Love is the most amazing thing. I don't need to hear any more about your absurd delusions, thanks. Excuse me? Listen, Alyssa, it's becoming increasingly obvious to me now that you don't know your place. Should I put you out of your misery and tell you? My place? You seem totally oblivious to it, but you should know that you're already well on the way to being divorced by a hunky Henry and living a life of despairing isolation and poverty as a single mother. The wheels are in motion, my dear, and there are no brakes on this train. As for me, my future as Henry's wife is already a dead certainty. Everyone knows that to have a rich, handsome husband is the ultimate status symbol for any woman. Basically, soon I'll have reached the peak of female excellence, and my status will be higher than all of the moms at kindergarten put together. And obviously, this part should go without saying, but it's your job as the lowest IQ moron of all the moms at kindergarten to follow my orders and do exactly as I say. That's why I hereby order you to divorce your husband. Hand him over. He's mine. Wow, this is really quite something, Christine. You know, just because you just got divorced yourself doesn't give you the right to go around trying to get your claws into other girls' guys. Huh? What the hell? What are you talking about? Me? Divorced? I didn't get divorced at all. No. That's not how this goes down at all. What's actually going to happen is that once mine and Henry's engagement is official, I'll be filing for divorce with my husband, but not a moment before. That convenience store across the road from the bank Henry works at? You started working part-time there a little while ago, right? Huh? How do you know that? According to my conversations with the other staff who work the same shift as you at the store, you've been going around seemingly half bragging about how your husband divorced you when he found out you had another boyfriend, and how you didn't have a choice but to pay him every cent of the compensation he demanded from you in court. You told them all about the circumstances leading up to your divorce with such boldness and forthrightedness that it almost seemed like you were proud of it. The reason you suddenly got a job after ridiculing me for God knows how long for being a working woman while extolling the virtues of being a stay-at-home housewife is because you suddenly owed your ex-husband massive amounts of compensation after the divorce and no longer had anyone to support you. You had no choice but to get a job and actually support yourself for a change, right? No. Oh my God. Wait a sec. How did you... That's not all. You were constantly bragging about how your new boyfriend worked at the bank across the road. You wouldn't have happened to have been talking about my husband, Henry, would you? It's actually impressive that you're still totally oblivious to how much you disgust him. To quote him, "She makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end." Your visits to the bank have even gotten so bad that his co-workers have been forced to talk to you several times and are now considering banning you from the premises entirely. And yet you still don't have a clue how unwelcome you are, do you? No. You hold your horses for just 1 second, Missy. What the hell is this? Those were all personal conversations held in the privacy of the convenience store staff room. How would you know about them? You don't even work there. Yep, I knew it. You don't know, do you? I guess it was only a recent development. What was? I'm the area manager for every single store in the region. Huh? The hiring of part-time and temp workers is still down to the store manager, so I don't have any say in that. But come to think of it, I still haven't shown my face at the store while you've been on shift, have I? Area manager? Wait, I've heard that title before. Aren't they even more important than the store manager? And it's you? Yep, it's me. In other words, I'm your boss. What? This is some kind of joke. You cannot be serious. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. You're fired. What the heck? Where did that come from all of a sudden? Listen, Christine, the thing is, I've been receiving constant complaints from the store manager about how you have an awful attitude and refuse to do any work at the store. You were so busy bragging about your alleged boyfriend working at the bank across the road that you thought you were above doing anything else, like you were somehow exempt from doing the job you were literally just hired to do. You even went as far as harassing Henry's co-workers at the bank when they stopped by the store to buy their lunch by aggressively trying to extract information about my husband from them. Don't even get me started on when Henry himself came in. You followed him so closely you may as well have been glued to him. You weren't only reported to the store manager by your coworkers, but you even made other customers feel uncomfortable with your creepy, unacceptable behavior. Me? Reported to the store manager? I had him check the surveillance cam footage, and sure enough, your conduct at work was horrendous. So after stopping by for a meeting with the manager, we decided that you stepping down was the only realistic solution, because we sure as hell couldn't let you carry on working there. Oh my God, you're horrible! To think you're abusing your powers as area manager just because Henry is about to leave you for me? This is disgusting, all of you in court for this. That's your response to everything I just told you? Seriously? I guess I shouldn't be surprised after everything, but you still somehow managed to astound me. You should know that Henry has zero intention of leaving, nor divorcing me. Huh? What do you mean? Don't be silly. Of course he does. How can you still not get it? I literally just told you. You've been causing Henry a world of trouble, and he is sick of you. Me? He's sick of me? Want some proof? How about the fact he's barely been stopping by the store since you started stalking him every time he showed up? You must have noticed he hasn't been around as much, right? He hated you following him around so much that he started getting his coworkers to pick up his lunch instead of having to face you himself. What? No, but Henry loves me. Anyway, you'll probably receive official notice from the store manager soon. You're fired. We won't be needing you to show up for your shift tomorrow. No way! But I worked so hard to get this job, and I need the money. I just got divorced, goddammit. My husband even took custody of our son. My life's a dumpster fire, for crying out loud. I am barely managing to get by as it is. And now you're saying I'm fired? Ugh. I don't want to have to look for a new job. I worked so hard to get this one. In that case, you should have worked a little harder to keep a hold of it instead of using it as an opportunity to stalk my husband. Make no mistake, the reason for your dismissal is the continued refusal to do even the bare minimum of work. If you'd just done your job and not stalked my husband, I would have had no issue with keeping you on. But you're the area manager. Surely all it will take is one word from you and this whole thing would go away, right? Excuse me? Me and you are friends, right? We became best friends after meeting outside the kindergarten. Your husband took full custody of your son, did he not? Huh? Which means our kids, our initial point of contact, no longer serve as a medium through which I am forced to continue our relationship. I'll never have to tolerate you outside of kindergarten again, and I gotta tell you, Christine, I am super relieved by that. What? You're relieved? All right, I think we're done here. Alyssa, please wait. I can't cope on my own. I mean it. I'm all alone and I don't know what to do. See ya. I was shocked to discover the reason Christine initially got the hots for my husband is because he was the bank clerk who helped her make the compensation payment to her ex-husband after he divorced her. Henry, being good at his job, was naturally very friendly and polite to her and kept a smile on his face throughout the whole interaction. Christine, being completely insane, mistook that as him having a crush on her. When I asked Henry about it, he said he didn't even remember it. Eventually, Christine, after having her life smashed into smithereens by the mother of all deluded misunderstandings and an unhealthy obsession with other women's husbands, had no choice but to move back in with her parents in the middle of nowhere. However, around the same time, she got wind of the news that her first ever boyfriend had just divorced his wife. True to form, of course, crazy Christine interpreted this as him wanting to rekindle their old flame and spend the rest of his life with her. With that, she launched a stalking campaign so intense, it made what she did to Henry look like a warm-up. She lay in wait outside the poor guy's house every night before trying to force her way inside with him when he got back from work. When that failed, she crammed his postbox full with thousands upon thousands of love letters. Eventually, he was so terrified he got the police involved, leading to a restraining order being put out and Christine having to pay thousands of dollars in compensation. Before long, the whole town knew about her insane shenanigans, and her parents were forced to kick her out due to the shame and embarrassment. I have no idea where she is now, and to be honest, I couldn't be more pleased about that.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.